What's up guys, Mickle here, and today is the official day of the Flare airdrop, and it's actually going to happen right in the middle of me recording this video. Guys, you guys are going to get my live reaction to the Flare tokens dropping. I have no idea what's going to happen, but we're going to cover it in this video, so make sure to stick around for that. Guys, we also have some breaking news, and that is that Ripple is demanding that the court make the Hinman emails public in the Ripple SEC case. Guys, we're going to be talking about exactly what Ripple said and what I think is going to come out of these Hinman emails. How impactful are they going to be in a final decision in this case? Guys, you are definitely going to want to see that. Last of all, guys, towards the end of this video, we are going to talk about a new day, guys, with a new political party in charge of the House, and specifically a political party that opposes Gary Gensler. We are going to see investigations into the SEC really ramp up. Guys, in this video, we're going to talk about that and how it could impact the current Ripple SEC case, so make sure to stick around for that. Like always, guys, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. These three simple things are going to go such a long way in helping this channel grow, and guys, it really does mean so much to me. If you guys ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange, Uphold, down in the description of this video. Guys, Uphold has been blowing it out of the water recently with their new products, and I highly suggest you make an account there if you haven't already. With that said though, guys, let's jump right into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, it looks like Flare is going to be on its way in the next 15 minutes or so. Hugo Philion just tweeted out when Flare, which is pretty funny because people have been harassing this guy for the last 2 years saying, where are our Flare tokens? Where are our Flare tokens? Well, guys, it looks like they are finally here. I am so excited for this network to just take off. And guys, I have said in past videos, don't worry so much about price at the launch of this token. Guys, we are deep in a bear market. Prices have been plummeting. No real value is really being reflected in the crypto market right now, so we shouldn't expect Flare to just start at some insanely high price. Guys, this is really the launch of something much bigger than just a token with a price tag on it. Guys, Flare is going to completely change the way different blockchains bridge to each other, and it is also doing some fantastic things in insurance. Guys, what Flare is doing is so unique, and if Hugo Philion is successful in what he says he's going to do, I have no doubt that Flare is going to be a game-changing protocol in the future. That's why I could care less what happens with the price at the start. Guys, I am going to be averaging into Flare. I'm going to be accumulating it. I could care less, and I would actually prefer if it started pretty low because it'll allow me to really increase my bags. Now, guys, I quickly wanted to point out that a lot of people are kind of freaking out about the distribution and what's happening with the IOU. I want to start off by saying the IOU is completely unrelated to Flare token. This product is very confusing. It's only listed on one exchange, so there's no real way to understand how well it even represents the price of Flare going into the future. It really only reflects the price of Flare on the single exchange that has this IOU listed, which is Bitrue. So guys, I really don't think it's fair to look at this IOU and blame any of its price action on Flare itself. This thing is completely independent and is much more of a product of Bitrue than having anything to do with Flare. Now, guys, I wanted to go on, though, and talk about the token distribution because Joel Katz or David Schwartz is actually on record saying that he really doesn't like the idea of Flare only distributing 15% of the tokens and then waiting to distribute the other 85%. I actually completely agree with David Schwartz here, but I just put out a comment on this, and I'll quickly talk about why I agree with him. But guys, I just said I disagree with Flare's approach to drop the tokens over time, but does that make me dislike Flare? No, not at all. I am wrong all the time, and David Schwartz has also been wrong. We just need to wait and see what happens. I'm sure Hugo has put a lot of thought into this, so let's see how this plays out. And guys, I just want to point out the fact I would have much rather had all the tokens dropped at once. It's kind of annoying to have Flare just continually drop to me for the next 2 or 3 years or however long it's going to go on. And I really do think the people who are not going to hold on to their Flare, the people who are just going to dump it, are just going to keep dumping Flare for the next 2 to 3 years, and it's going to create a constant selling pressure on Flare. Now, guys, with that said, a lot of people are making the assumption that this is just going to keep the price down forever, and I just don't think this is true, nor anyone could predict this. At the end of the day, tokens like Bitcoin and Ethereum are constantly having miners or validators dump their tokens back onto the network, and those tokens have gone up thousands of percents over time. It just goes to show, guys, game-changing networks that are adopted at scale are going to have good price action, and I think sometimes people overanalyze the tokenomics. Guys, you can have excellent tokenomics, but if your protocol is not adopted, the price is never going to go up, and you could have bad tokenomics, but an awesome protocol, and the price will go up. Ethereum's literally inflationary and the price has skyrocketed over the past 10 years, so guys, it's just something to keep in mind. No one knows how this distribution is going to play out. Hugo has done a lot of research and he built an excellent network, so I trust his decision to distribute them this way, and I'm really not going to hold it against Flare at all. If Flare's successful, it's going to be successful and it's going to be good for the price of the token. So guys, the Flare token still hasn't dropped, so I quickly want to cover something else very interesting that happened earlier today, and that is a document by Ripple was filed to the court, and in this document, Ripple is demanding that the Hinman emails be made public. So guys, first of all, this is pretty awesome to see out of Ripple. Ripple already has these emails, so they do not have to be pushing for the public to see the Hinman emails. They could have struck a backroom deal with the SEC to make sure those emails never got seen by the public. But guys, Ripple is doing the right thing. They want us to see these emails, and I really do think this could impact this case going forward. Guys, the fact of the matter is the SEC is about to be put under a lot of pressure, and we're going to talk about exactly why that is the case later in this video. But guys, the SEC is really going to have to start being careful about what they let out to the public. The SEC has been engaged in a lot of sketchy things, and the last thing the SEC wants to do is get another blemish on their reputation when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Congress is in the middle of deciding what regulator will own the cryptocurrency market, and things coming out like the Hinman emails are not going to look good and could likely increase Congress's chances of just handing the entire market to the CFTC because the SEC is engaged in so much corrupt behavior like we're seeing right here. Now guys, ultimately, I think the end goal of this is it will likely drive a settlement. Ripple is pushing for these documents to be seen public today because obviously the SEC hasn't offered a settlement. But guys, if the SEC was to say XRP today is not a security if you don't make these emails public, I think Ripple would do it in a second, and I think most of us would be perfectly fine with that. At the end of the day, the Hinman emails are more of a bargaining chip in this case than something of any merit on whether XRP is a security or not. I have said this multiple times, but guys, Hinman could have been wrong on his analysis of XRP. What he thinks really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it only matters what Judge Torres thinks. Does she think XRP is a security of Ripple? Yes or no? And that's what the parties are arguing about. The Hinman emails really just go to show whether or not the SEC was giving Ripple any information on whether or not the SEC thought XRP was a security. But this doesn't change whether or not XRP is a security or not. It just could show that Ripple should have never been under the assumption that it might have been. And this goes to Ripple's fair notice if they lose the case. But guys, Ripple's probably not going to lose the case. XRP is probably not going to be a security, so these emails might not actually be that impactful on the decision of whether or not XRP is a security. But that doesn't mean they're not impactful. They are still very impactful when it comes to holding something over the SEC's head. The SEC is not going to want these to be made public, and they are going to try to take steps to ensure they don't get made public. So guys, right now the Hinman emails are really being used as a bargaining chip by Ripple. I think they're going to have the SEC essentially give in to some of their demands to not make these public. But guys, let's see how this plays out. The good news is it looks like Ripple is demanding that these emails do get made public. Guys, I kind of hope they do get made public because I would love to see what's in these things. But at the same time, I would rather just have this case settle and be over with. And if that means I don't get to see the Hinman emails, so be it. I'll take a settlement in this case as long as XRP is not a security. And guys, as I was alluding to earlier, the main reason why the SEC is going to be under a whole new kind of pressure is because of this. Earlier today, Bill Huizenga tweeted out, "For the last 2 years, the SEC Gov tried to convince us that regulation by enforcement would protect investors. Turns out it didn't. Gary Gensler will do anything to distract Americans from his failed tenure at the SEC. Our committees will hold him accountable." Guys, Tom Emmer said a new day was coming. I sincerely hope they do hold Gary Gensler responsible because, guys, I am under the impression that Gary Gensler will leave the SEC if he is faced with countless investigations. And, guys, this would be so bullish for cryptocurrencies. The second we get that rat out of the SEC, guys, cryptocurrencies will be able to get the appropriate regulation they need to be adopted into the traditional markets. And guys, this is just the first step to this new day. Guys, based on everything I have seen play out over the last couple weeks and months, I really do think they are going to crack down on Gary Gensler. But before I get too excited, I want to see some action. So let's hope it comes sooner than later. So guys, I hate to make things anticlimactic, but the Flare airdrop just happened. It's super exciting. I cannot wait to dive more into this network. I was hoping we'd have some price chart to go over, but guys, it doesn't look like any exist yet. Almost every single price chart is completely blank. All we have is the IOU, which I literally said earlier, I don't know if I trust it. That is trading about where it was before at 26 cents. So guys, I think we're just going to have to wait for exchanges to start rolling out the token for trading to start in order to actually see a price. I don't know when that's going to happen, unfortunately. So guys, we're just going to have to stay tuned and watch this thing. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope everyone is having a great night. I hope you're celebrating the Flare airdrop just like me. And for now, Mickle out.